There's one thing I needed to puzzle out, and again, just okay. Let me put this note before that. If there's something that's already been said, just remember that it's worth repeating because when people hear things the first time, it doesn't always register. And the more people who talk on the same idea is actually beneficial because we will all present the same idea in different ways, and certain ways that person A presents it might resonate with you more or make more sense with you. The way person B says it could resonate with this group of people. The way person C says it could make sense to this group of people. Okay, you get it? So there's some things that's never really old topics. They're always worth repeating. So anyway, don't get mad with me if I repeat some stuff sometimes because I don't remember. Okay, and I don't have time to watch everything back. So um, today I was thinking about something about like modern dating dynamics and how they say that. Let's just talk about men and women for a second. Um, what is it? Because like they'll say how people treat you how you allow them to treat you, which I understand. It makes sense after a certain point. It makes sense with something like repeated issues or patterns, right? Then it makes sense. But there's other times where just give me. It's like when they say let her cook. Okay, so let me try to explain this. It's like when they say it's up to a woman. Like men will default to woman's standards on how he should be treating her, right? And why I have an issue with that because then that's the same people who saying, "Oh, I'm big bad, like I'm a man." I set the tone, blah 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 blah. I'm a leader, blah blah blah. Well, you're not much of a leader if you're defaulting to other people's standards to determine how you act or to measure how you act. Like people who just wanna get the most out of you for the least effort, that's just extraction. That's just sure, people call it efficiency. It's also lazy though, cause it's like, what about someone who sees you and knows that that's just how you should be treated? You deserve to be treated at a certain caliber. You see what I'm saying? Like for example, I know this is just bear with me illustration purposes, okay? Say that you have a woman, like pretend you're a woman, and you are a person who deserves to be treated at like say the highest caliber, right? But yet, you do not have the proper standards in place, right? So say your self-esteem is like here, right? But you deserve to be treated at here, right? And then so a man comes along, pretend like say you're straight. A man comes along and they're like, okay, I see that her self-confidence is here, but she deserves to be treated here, right? So there's two options in this scenario. Either that person is gonna treat you at this, which is how they say like, the person will treat you how you allow them to treat you, right? Or they'll say, she deserves way more than that. And then they will come up to here and treat you exactly how you deserve, right? So what I'm saying is the problem with men or people defaulting to the level of your standards is that um, what about the person's standards for themselves? You see what I'm saying? That absolves men. Like it takes away responsibility for them to have their own standards of treating people, right? For example, say the standard is human decency, right? Right. Say say this high point up here is human decency. Sorry. Say this is human decency, right? But there's people who know you will not accept, like, or you accept below human decency, right? So the person treats you like that, whoever you're dating, whatever, they treat you like that, right? And I would say, well, that person is very lacking because they have no standards for themselves. Their standards should be to treat everybody at this level, basic human decency, regardless of whatever the person is. Boom, boom, boom. Here, allowing. You see what I'm saying? Like, does it not make sense? Like, you cannot claim to be a leader if or to be somebody of strength or purpose or caliber if you only default to what you can get away with. That means you yourself have no personal standards, have no personal set of integrity, accountability, responsibility. Like it's like no sense of self. It's no sense of self other than scamming people, other than just doing the lowest point that's acceptable. And people who treat you like that are completely like bottom of the barrel. Like, that's trash. People who treat you like that is the people who's other people's trash. I'm just saying, like, this concept never made sense to me. Like, it's not only on the woman, or, remember, this is just a scenario. It's not only on the woman to have standards and stuff. First of all, that's exhausting. Why you gotta hold standards for yourself and then for the other person? How about the people just select themselves out like a decent human being? You see what I'm saying? Because at this point, that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who cannot even be a decent human being, cannot even show up to that standard, and do not even hold themselves to that standard. Like, let that sink in. They do not hold themselves to the basic standard, which is human decency. So again, like, that concept just like never made sense to me. It's so confusing. Like, how are you gonna hold standards for someone else that the other person should already have? You see what I'm saying? Like, every single human being in existence should already have their personal standard at which they show up for people. Like, you should show up for people. Like, for example, you should treat people with respect because you respect the person, right? And you treating them lower than that just because you can, and just because you can get away with it, like I said, that's extraction. That's scammer behavior. That's just like identifying yourself as a person who's a waste of people's time. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Just hopefully, yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. Hopefully that makes sense. So